well means eating foods of wide variety.
Choose a lot of different foods, don't settle on a few.
Hey, choose a balanced diet if you want what's good for you.
And don't forget that exercise
Completes the recipe.
So eat well and be well, that's the key.
Eat well and be well, that's the key.
Choco Pops. Sweet and crunchy, full of quick energy. Gets you started fast, fortified and enriched. Sounds delicious. And there's a choc bear inside it. Star Crunchies. Spaceman's Breakfast. Up and Atom. Sucrose sweetened, artificial fruit flavors. Guess if I eat this one, I'll feel like an astronaut. What else here? Tickles. The whole wheat bubble that starts you off with a smile. And they all sound so good to eat and so good for me. As if each one will turn me into the happiest, handsomest, healthiest, I can do anything person. But will it? Well, so how do I choose which cereals or snack foods, drinks, crackers or breads are better for me? Well, it isn't easy, friends. Here, maybe this song will help us learn how to choose. If you want to eat well, you got to learn how to choose. Choose from all those different kinds of foods. 'Cause if you don't want to lose, you got to look for all the clues. You got to learn how to choose. When it comes to food, you got to learn how to aim and see through all those advertising claims. Well, if you really want to play the game, you got to stop and really use your brain. You got to learn how to aim. Well, now go for the foods that you know have the best ingredients. Those with lots of different kinds of nutrients. In every container, it couldn't be plainer. So read what you see, and you'll be the gainer. So choose carefully. When it comes to food, you gotta learn how to choose. You know, the first step in learning how to choose is understanding that we can choose, that it's up to us. You know, we shouldn't ask Mom to buy something because we like the TV show that we saw it advertised on and the announcer tells us to buy it, or because a friend eats it, or because the box is pretty, or there's a toy inside. The way to choose is to read labels. All the ingredients in a box or in a can or in a frozen food have by law to be listed. Products made of various substances must list all their ingredients. What's in it most is listed first, what's in it second most, second, and so on down the line. Let me see here. Sweet and crunchy, full of quick energy, gets you started fast. Whoa, right there. Stop. You know what that means? I think it means a lot of sugar has been added, along with chocolate for flavoring. So, let's check the ingredients. Yep, there it is. First sugar, and second chocolate. Sure, they're nutrients, and they give you quick energy. But sugar can give you serious problems with your teeth. Also, sugar and chocolate are quick to add calories to your food intake. So when you read those words, sweet and quick energy, makes you smile, gets you off with a bounce, all that kind of advertising talk gets suspicious. Read the label. And by the way, when you see these words, sucrose, fructose, dextrose, corn syrup, honey, that's just another way of saying there it is, sugar. No difference. Even honey is a dense sugar. I think it'd be better if you're going to sweeten your cereal to do it by adding raisins, maybe bananas. How about berries? They have vitamins and minerals and fiber, as well as sugar, and they're delicious. They've got great flavor. So be smart and choose what's good for you. We have to watch out for the advertising that might lead us to eat those things that really aren't best for us. Want something delicious? Something that'll make you smile, make you feel good. Take away that I want something scrumptious to eat but don't know what feeling. Try Rhyme Fine, curly little crunchies. Each one a taste treat that'll pick up your spirits and pick up your feet. Just as good as they sound. Energy food, growing food, feeling good food. So if you want to get with it, get Rhyme Fine. See what I mean about TV ads?
I invented this commercial to teach you to think for yourself. To teach you that you don't have to eat something with a lot of calories your body doesn't need and very few nutrients that your body does need.
Now, while you think about that, let's get back to our visitors from space and see how they learned to be smart and choosy. Last time we saw them, they weren't. As a matter of fact, Chip and Pan and Rabbie were collapsed from all the sweet snacking they did at Mary's birthday. And afterwards, too. They didn't understand why, but they figured out that they shouldn't eat any more candy or cake, delicious though it was. I'm starting to feel better, Rabbie ventured. I guess those green and orange and yellow things we ate in the garden were better for us, Pan suggested.
Yeah, and the stuff in that eating place, too, Chip added. I wouldn't mind some now. I could feel it helped give me muscles.
We better get going. Get going where? Pan was gloomy about the chances of getting the spaceship fixed so they could go home.
Let's go this way, on the big road.
Chip was feeling pretty chipper again.
We're going to find help. I know it.
And so off they set, dodging cars and trucks and all sorts of dangerous traffic that didn't seem to see them at all. After a little ways, they came to an enormous, gigantic place.
There, what did I tell you?
Chip pointed. Rabbie hopped up and down. I'm sure this is the place. They hurried in and were amazed. It was so big. There were so many things, in boxes and containers and cans. They'd never seen anything like that. And then they saw the green and orange and yellow things that they'd eaten in the veggie garden, and the meat and the chicken and fish they had eaten at the meat eatery. And they put two and two together. This is the nutrient center, Rabbie announced. But it's so beautiful, so beautiful. Pan's jaw was hanging open, and he was looking so hard.
I'm going to get one of those push things, like the creatures have.
And Chip went to get a shopping cart.
Then we can get some things, too.
Wait till my mother sees all this. Oh, my goodness, she'll faint. But how are we going to get it home if we can't get home? Pan reminded them. Look, there's my friend, Rabbie exclaimed, and pushed the cart next to Mary's. Mary was doing a big shopping for her mother. She had a long, long list. She was a very good shopper, reading the labels very carefully. After the great surprise of seeing Rabbie and her companions again, she explained to them what she was doing. Everything I need to know about what I'm buying is on the labels. How much sugar there is, how much fat, how many calories, what chemical things are added, like preservatives and colorings. And then I can choose what's best for me, what has less sugar and less fat, and more protein and vitamins and minerals. I know it's complicated. It took me a long time to learn. Rabbie was frowning, looking very serious, nodding, but not quite sure that she had understood everything. Actually, a lot of my friends don't understand how important this is, so I don't blame you for looking a little confused. But how you choose what to eat really matters. Then Mary had them put away the not-so-good foods Chip and Pan had chosen. She picked some treats off the shelf she thought would be good for her little friends and that they would like, too. Sweet, juicy fruits, some nuts. She added spaghetti to their cart, and rice and beans, and some good grain breakfast cereal.
With lots of fiber that wasn't sugar-coated.
And now I have to go, but I hope I see you all again. Mary hugged them and scooted off.
Hey, look at this.
Chip was wildly excited as he popped out from underneath everything, brandishing a big box of cereal. Look! There on the box was their spaceship. Absolutely theirs. Maybe there are directions what to do, Rabbie suggested. But we can't read, Pan reminded them gloomily. The directions may be pictures. We can read pictures. And Rabbie opened the box. Some of the cereal fell out and Chip quickly started to munch on it. Anyway, if there are not any directions, it's still very good to eat. But there were directions inside the box. There are pictures. They tell how to put together a spaceship and how to run it. Rabbie was quite excited now. Let's go! But all Chip did was go on stuffing himself on the cereal. I don't know, Pan murmured. Directions in a box of eating stuff can't be very good directions.
It's our only hope, so we'd better hope, Rabbie scolded him. There it is, just where we left it.
Oh, I just hope we can do it, Pan murmured, giving in to his homesickness.
And we can bring all this stuff back with us, Chip announced. It's better than being refueled.
I think we pull this back. And Rabbie did that.
And push that forward, Chip directed.
Be careful, please. Pan wasn't sure whether he could really trust anything to go right. And this is the last thing before I pull the takeoff lever. Rabbie was feeling a little nervous herself. Wish us luck. What if we don't take off? But Rabbie was too busy to answer Pan. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. And she pulled the lever.
We're off,
Chip cried. Airborne. Pan couldn't believe it. All systems go. Rabbie was so excited she hopped so high she hit her head on the ceiling of the cabin. Now that we're on our way home, I'm glad we got lost in space. Pan was smiling.
Maybe we should visit every year,
Chip suggested. Maybe more often. We'll be out of all this great eating stuff long before that. Rabbie was already making plans. Well, isn't that great? Chip and Pan and Rabbie are going to get back to their space home after all. And what a lot they're going to tell their parents and friends. Can you imagine what it would be like to explain food and eating to creatures that have never eaten food before? I'm glad Pan and Chip and Rabbie brought some with them to prove what they say. It's too bad they couldn't grow some to show them how food grows. Hey, speaking of that, our garden is doing pretty well, isn't it? Look at the tomatoes. Gee, they're practically ripe. And our high-protein bean sprouts in the jar look pretty good. And here we got our herbs, the chives and the parsley coming along, and some nice lettuce. I hope you've started a garden at your house, in your yard if you have one. But if you haven't got one, remember, herbs can be grown in a window box, and bean sprouts, just in a jar. Of course, what we grow in our little gardens is only from one food group. We can't very well grow a cow in a window box to supply us with the milk from this food group, or raise chickens in a closet to supply us with the food from this group. So we have to depend on what we get in the store, boxed, canned, frozen, and fresh. And we have to depend on ourselves to